inside Thursday night. How's it going? Alright, strip back, good crack, multi-trade podcast. Share the knowledge you know, help to make our sector grow. Everybody's learning from experts and the journeyman. Insights.
Right, we're back. Season 9, Episode 3. I'm Stephen Buckley.
And I'm Keith Delahan.
And this is Inside the Stripped Back podcast, sponsored by Snickers Workwear Ireland.
And also in association with Hager Ireland.
Yeah, and our new home here in Ashbourne, N2 Electrical. And what a place to be.
Yeah, I'm here probably twice a day, every day. So, it's great spot. And we're up here in the lighting showroom at the minute. So this is kind of like their garden outdoor feature lighting area. So they also have indoor lighting, obviously, and then all your wholesale needs for, us electricians. So great place.
It's deceivingly big. I know when you initially said that we had the potential to bring the podcast to Ashbourne, bring it a bit closer to home.
Yeah.
Obviously me, and we mentioned on the episode last week as well, the baby in the house and having, 20 minutes to the house with no traffic at the end of a long recording session is a great thing to have, but also to be able to come into here and get to be within the surroundings of products that you'll be using day to day out on site, getting to see new products as well, because I'm pretty sure, Andy and the lads will have, reps coming in here all the time, showing off new products that you could utilise out on site as well, Keith.
Yeah, no, 100%. And in fairness, we do use robust products. We use Green Lamp, we use Liseco, Skolmore. We use, there's a variant of lights that you can use for each job. And Andy would have it all, or if he hasn't got it here in the showroom, which I find it hard seeing as the amount of lights he has. But there's been, one-off pieces that we get, like Astro, which would generally be, bought in maybe Hicken lighting or something like that. But Andy can find it for you. But like you said, no, it's great being in here with the lads because, as you've seen, they've accommodated us.
Coming up on this week's episode, Season 9, Episode 3, we've got Saul Whelan as well, who's travelling up from the sticks up to Ashbourne to have a chat with us, not just about surveying and Building Heroes, another Building Heroes ambassador, but a TED Talk X speaker as well, which is a second that we've had on the podcast now. We had Nicola Conley-Byrne, who was a TEDx speaker as well, so it's great to be able to get these people on.
Yeah, no, it's great, and we watched his TEDx talk a couple of times. Like, it's great. Like, we've got kids, and he done it when I think he was 16, I think. And what he's sharing in the talk is, the anxieties and stuff attached to, being in school and, the pressures of examinations and, kind of gear yourself up for what you're going to do for the rest of your life, basically. So he shares that in his TEDx talk, and hopefully he's going to share some of that with us so we can pass it on to our listeners. Yeah,
obviously, we've got into 2026 now. We've had the upheaval and the new studio set up, and last week we went fairly hell bent on trying to get it looking the way we wanted it to look, and I think it's getting there, and there's obviously a bit more that we can do to it as well. But it's great to see the reaction and the DMs that we've been getting on Instagram and TikTok with the images that we've put up so far. And I've been doing a bit of work in the background on the new website as well, which is great, like to be able to give people a bit of a focal point to maybe match what the image of the podcast we want to portray it to be, but also to give people a central location that's not just social media, where they can find out a little bit more about us.
That's what I was going to say. Like, you can go on, you can see the bio there, see what we're all about, see what we're trying to be. There's some, helpful links to some of the things that we're involved in. So it's really, it's a good place, a good landing page for us. And if anyone wants to make any contacts through the website, there is a link there as well. So anyone looking to come on, anyone looking to share anything, anyone looking for a chat from us, and they don't want to do it through social media, it can be done through that as well. So it's a nice little landing page.
Yeah, and I just think like the utilization of AI, like I know everybody's gone mad about, oh, AI is taking over this and AI is taking over that, and you know it won't affect my job and all that. But I swear to God, if there's anything that AI can do for you in regards to making your social imprint be any way more prevalent than what you can do yourself in regards to
Yeah,
time and effort. Like there's a lot of time and effort, I'm sure the people are sitting there behind PCs and phones and stuff and trying
designing
to
websites and
design it.
etc.
Yeah, you know yourself, even with your own one. And it's like, if you, this Webador, unbelievable, like sat down, was able to put in all your information onto it. Literally, you can use ChatGPT with that as well. Tell ChatGPT
What you're looking
to
for, yeah,
tell Webador what you're looking for,
yeah, yeah.
and it produces it in, I think, pages after pages after pages of elements that you can then edit then after, you know what I mean, and add your own pictures
Yeah, it's
in.
good if you want to get that professional touch. Like, you know yourself, if you're, you're trying to do it yourself, and you're creating the literature for the page, you might not come across or hit the points you want to hit, but you can feed it, general terms, layman's terms, what you're looking for the page to look like. Input your images and stuff like that, and then it's spitting out, a professional looking and an informative website.
Yeah,
What more? You kind of have no excuse
no.
not to have,
Well, I'm trying to
decent.
incorporate that into every part of my life now, like right down to, I'm going out onto sites now, like, and I'm doing reports, like, and I'm doing, even
Right.
reports for that will be going to potential new clients as well, like, you know what I mean? And I'm putting in all my own words. I'm putting in all information that I found on site, pictures that I've found on site, and asking it to develop a professional PDF document that can be
That can
shared around to
share it
clients.
around.
And it's not taking away from any of the work that you've done yourself. What it's doing is just elevating the work you've
Elevating
done.
the workflow, and even down to, I know when we work off obviously a software, Tradeify, which implements AI as well, even for when you're transcribing an invoice where you want to, you input the word, and you can make it sound maybe a little bit more professional, or depending on who you're sending it to, just to give that professional look, where it might not sound just as standard. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's helpful that way, and I'm sure you are using it for job sheets, templates for project management and everything like that as well. Like, so it's amazing what you can do. Like, you know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
really no excuse.
Yeah, and I just think when it comes down to the likes of social media now, like, and you see the next generation coming on as well and using software to even a bigger benefit in regards to how they're producing their content now as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we can use our editing software for the likes of the podcast,
Yeah,
Riverside, Magic Audio. You can write down to, like, show notes and everything like that. It just
yeah.
takes so much time away. So you're considering the amount of time they are taking, and I'm taking away from editing in regards to the podcast, utilizing AI.
And then
Um,
utilizing the time
yeah,
that you would have lost into maybe doing a longer episode, or
yeah.
implementing other things into
Or
the
even just
episode.
being more productive at home, you know what I mean? Like, at the
Yeah,
end of
yeah,
the
yeah,
day, like, you know
exactly.
what I
Yeah,
mean? You get more time to yourself, more time to your family, more time, like you mentioned before, to even prep for further episodes, or
yeah,
talk to brands out there that are looking to probably have us filter out onto their sites and maybe do on-site podcasts and stuff, which is what we're looking to maybe do this year.
yeah,
Um, yeah, so like in the background, it gives you more of a leeway to maybe express yourself and maybe promote the podcast in a different light as well, because I think you can get bogged down in regards to just creating an episode and putting it out,
yeah,
and then just getting into that sort of repetitive back and forth of Monday episode recording Thursday, Monday episode recording Thursday.
yeah.
At least now this has given us a bit of a different platform now to
Spin ideas
spin
and
ideas. Yeah, potentially, we might end up with a new platform at some stage down the line. Then that's going to be even bigger and better. You know what I mean?
yeah, 100%. And look, it's the way it's all going. So like I said, there's no excuse not to be using it. If you're not using it, you're not really elevating yourself. So look, I've accepted it with open arms. I might not use it that much, but job sheets, anything that can make our life a little bit, like you said, creating PDF documents and stuff like that, like it's a game changer. Like,
Yeah, 100%. And look, I guess the next generation coming through, building heroes, obviously as well. It's a group of individuals that we've had filter through
Yeah.
our doors over the last couple of years in different sectors and trade backgrounds. And obviously Saul coming in now is going to be another addition to that with the surveying end of things, and trying to get a look into different avenues for school leavers to go down. So really looking forward to getting talking to him.
Yeah, no, 100%. And like we were saying, this podcast for us is a learning curve for us, and we've seen Saul and the surveying, something that we haven't had on the podcast as of yet. So something for us to learn and educate ourselves as well. So in a selfish way, we're really looking forward to it. So
yeah,
let's jump
get
into
it. The Stripped Back Podcast, sponsored by Snickers Workwear Ireland, and Season 9 in association with N2 Electrical and Hager Ireland. Saul, thanks for taking the drive up and joining us in the new studio. Hopefully it's to your liking.
It's very nice. Thanks for
We
having
like
me,
getting lads from different countries in, don't we?
Countries or counties?
Countries.
I know.
Bit of both.
These dubs are slagging me already. Like, it's going to be a long
Had to
day.
get in there. Had to get the first one in before you got it.
So there's a lot to touch on. Obviously, in this one, we've had a couple of building heroes, ambassadors in over the last couple of seasons. We've had all different types of trade backgrounds, BIM technologists, electricians, right down to even plumbers. But we're into surveying now, and obviously, it's a different aspect to the trade that a lot of, me and you and a lot of people that we'd be working with day to day wouldn't see the back end of. But it'd be good to obviously get talking to you, learn a bit about that aspect of the trade as well, and seeing what's involved in that, but also the other avenues for kids coming out of school at the minute that might be pressured to get on the tools and work with their hands, but that there is another aspect that they can and a different avenue that they can go down and pursue. So obviously we do talk to a lot of people about their growing up and their childhood and their school days and stuff like that. So I guess it's a good place to start, Key, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And congratulations for being, I suppose, recognised by Building Heroes on their team.
Yeah.
Because it's not everyone, gets asked.
Oh, 100%.
Never asked us.
I put in a good word.
But we're too old.
Yeah.
Building relics or something should be us. But yeah, like Stephen said, like we like to jump back to, I suppose, when you were in school and stuff and growing up in Offaly. What was that like for you?
Look, I live in Port Harrington. It's not like complete caveman vibes, but like I do live in the sticks, but like Port Harrington's on the border of Clare-Laois and Offaly, so it's kind of like a Bermuda Triangle of just potholes everywhere because the county councils just forget about our town. But no, Offaly's grand. Like, I was lucky enough in COVID because like I live in the sticks. We didn't really worry about that 5 kilometre radius or anything like that. And instead of school, I was out footing turf or being thrown into be a labourer for a plumber or a carpenter. And sure, I think that really kind of gave me a leg up when it came to like Susie and all that, to realise, yeah, lads, the tools aren't going to work out for me. I'm a danger to myself and others. I think I've nearly lost 4 fingers from different saw accidents or Kango drills or all this kind of stuff. So I think I'll stay in a nice cozy office and tell you what to do from afar because Christ, if it comes to a recession and there's no work to be had, I'm fecked. Yeah,
you can't do too much damage in the office anyway with saws and
no, but definitely with an old spreadsheet,
pencil pair or something.
Once in a while.
There's a few acoustic panels we have ready for you to cut up for us here to finish off the walls here. So hopefully you can help us out before
we
you
don't
go
have
home.
Insurance. No, we can't do that.
But the name Saul, it's not a common one you see around Ireland. Where's that come from?
I think it's Spanish or Hebrew or something like that. Like, I think, to be honest, I don't know why my parents chose it. Didn't do many help trying to get on a Coca-Cola bottle growing up or anything like that. Look, it's unique and it kind of helps me not have to put any different fancy names for my social platforms, you know, but I think it means the one they prayed for, or
Right.
it's like God of the Sun or something like that in Hebrew or Spanish. I'm not really too sure. I've asked many times, got many different stories, and just kind of stopped asking. But like, they gave us all weird names. Like my brother's Zachary, and then my sister's Kimmy Rose. So like,
Yeah.
there's no real normal names.
Whatever they were
All
watching on
ends
the
of the
day, wasn't it?
spectrum. Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
must have been on something back into early
Breaking
2000s,
Bad.
like,
Breaking
right,
Bad.
you're
was-
boom,
yeah,
like,
it's just Saul Goodman.
oh Jesus Christ.
I come here. What was school like for you anyway? I know you went on you know, in your teenage years to talk on the TEDx and all that. We'll get into that as well. But I suppose early age, what was school like for you?
To be honest, it was grand. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Didn't quite enjoy it. I think that's kind of everyone's story when it comes to it until they're out
Everyone
of
that comes on here anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I only got diagnosed with dyslexia in first year of secondary school because they're like, oh, he's not dyslexic because he's smart. I was only learning like how to spell by the pattern. If you told me spell the words in a different pattern, couldn't spell them for you at all. Like,
Right.
and that was quite frustrating, especially for like the junior cert when I was forced to do like Irish and French. And like, don't get me wrong, I do like Whelan and I'll speak it, but
Yeah.
don't get me to read or write it because that's just not going to happen.
Yeah.
I kind of viewed school more for a social aspect than anything. I think I was saying off the pod, like, I'll talk to a wall if it talk back to me.
Yeah.
I love the chats and the kind of like duck and weaving through school just to kind of make it to the weekend for the bit of football or the bit of crack. Like,
Sounds like a lad I know. Callum Delahan.
So means to an end. I think we were all like that, really, maybe.
Yeah, true.
I'm sure, like, we got through it in the end. Like, you know, I think I said this a few times, people thought it was a bit strange. I think COVID actually really helped me. Do you know, not having that pressure of school when I didn't want to go in and stuff like this. Like, I could just go down the fields and do what I want. And like, to be honest, being out in the country, we didn't have to worry about these like 5 kilometer radius and stuff. It was really just a long period of summer. To be honest, like,
extra long summer.
it was less stressful and less anxiety for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't mind the school element. It's just being forced in situations where I don't want to be in, like, the pressure of it. But like, when it comes to exams, I just don't do well.
Yeah.
Like, I recall like the leaving cert, I was good as what I was good at, but if I didn't like something, I wasn't studying it. And I kind of regret to a degree not doing a bit more. Like, I done well enough in leaving cert. I got 414 points.
Jesus.
Not bad at all.
That's
Like,
all right.
granted, my ma threw me into grind schools and everything like this, just to hope I'd pick up something.
Yeah. See what stuck.
I missed out on Dublin. That would have been the dream, but I got Carlo, so I was happy enough. Do you know?
Okay, yeah.
Close enough.
Not too far. Like, I can tip down.
Yeah.
And none of poshies and donors. You know?
We're Northsiders. We're the other
You're all
side of
posh to me.
Yeah, we're Northsiders. We're close to Drogheda as you can get.
We're on the border, loud.
Yeah, we're in our own little
God.
triangle there, aren't we? Meath,
Yeah.
Louth and Dublin. But you mentioned sports there. What way were you with sports? I know, would the pressures of sports ever got to you, or was it more just on the academical side?
I played a lot of soccer and I done a bit of hurling, especially like I think 4th or 3rd year and 5th year. I kind of dropped the soccer towards the end of school because like, my dad was a coach, and that's all well and good people think. But sure, when we lose, I got the brunt of it. And if we won, not a lick of praise because like, yeah, okay,
that's expected.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, fair play. Like, he took it on, so I'd actually have a team to play on and stuff like this.
Yeah.
But we just ended up fighting at home and stuff. And it's just like, I'll stick to the gym. And I got really into like weightlifting and stuff like that. And kind of been on and off with that. Like, and I think I'd rather do sports where I'm on my own time.
Individual, yeah.
And like, I recently moved gyms and I don't know anyone there. So I don't have to talk to anyone if I don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
I think it's savage, like, do you know what I mean? But I didn't really feel the pressure of sports because like we were like the B or the C team, so it's kind of like, heck it, if we don't concede 9 goals here, let's just take that and be happy.
We're
like,
winning.
do you know? But the hurling on the other hand, geez, we'd be lucky to field the team because like I'm on the Offaly side of Port Harrington, so Jesus, are we lucky to have even the bones of 11 players for a game sometimes. You'd be pulling lads up from 4 years below you.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's 4 foot and he's marking a 6 foot player. It's like, what are we doing here?
And that's
Do you know?
social aspect of being in a team compared to the social aspect of being in a classroom. What was the difference? Like, what was the pressures of trying to conform to other people's standards in regards to learning compared to being in a group and just enjoying yourself? Well, did you find that there was no anxiety when it came to the likes of having to link in with a group of lads just kicking about, or, you know, having to hurl or whatever?
I think it was easier because, like, in sports, because we have that common interest. Whether, like, when it came to school, no one wants to be there, so no one actually
way
is
to
in
put it, yeah.
good form. Do you know, like when we're out with soccer, it's like, well, we all came out to be here. We're coming here of our own accord. Let's kick a ball around here, have a bit of crack. Granted, I was a bit of a tick fecker growing up. Like, I would have been throwing a few slaps here and there because, geez, I just get a bit frustrated. Had a few bust ups with teammates and stuff. Do I say hello to someone down the pub? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So whatever. But like, I think it was kind of good to blow that steam off from school, because, like, I think in school it's just, I didn't really gel with, like, the lads or anything like that, and it was just kind of always wanted to be that. But as I grew up, I kind of realized, you know, I'm happy enough where I am here. I'll leave them to be, and you know, we'll leave that in the past. You know what I mean? Like, so I think sports are very important. Like, through school, like, if you're not doing one, you probably should, because it's a pressure cooker, school, to be honest. Like, I don't think it even, like, really conforms to a quarter of the students that actually attend it. Like, I think there really needs to be a change to it. Like, I had this discussion before. You remember the tech schools from back in the days? Like, I'm not saying you went to them. You're probably still.
No, we did. Yeah.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, wait.
Used to call it the tick.
Yeah.
The tick?
Yeah, the tick. Yeah, not the tech.
No, that wasn't.
Those two. That's only because we went there.
Yeah. We dragged it all down, yeah.
But like, I think having them would actually really help with, like, the skills shortage in Ireland and stuff like that. And I would have even went one myself, and maybe I would have been better on a tool than I am.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, even the lads in the office, I can't even put together a fucking office chair, lads, and that doesn't even have a power tool. I'm that useless. But no, seriously, I think sports is very important. Do you know?
Yeah, I think it was when we were playing. Like, we used to have
100%.
the school football team. You'd be playing on the Wednesday, you know, you'd be getting some of the afternoons off, and, you know, some of the
We became cricketers.
anything,
became,
anything to get your hands
basketball,
on.
like things we never played. We did in school just to get a
I
couple
was-
of hours off. You know what I mean?
I was even doing fucking green schools to get out of doing, like, schoolwork. And sure, I'm here foot and turf. I'm just counteracting myself, like, you know, just anything to get out of the classroom.
off. Yeah.
Jeez.
Did you find that doing the grinds added to the pressure?
Not really. Because, like, my mom was like, right, I know you don't like English. I know you don't like this, and this. Will you just do well in these? If I put more effort into this to try and balance each other out, like, I'll do maths until the cows come home, and I like my history. And
But you had that understanding with your mother, obviously, that there was no pressure on that end. It was just literally there as a support.
Like, my mom knew I struggled a good bit with school, and she was like, look, I just kind of want you to finish it. Do you know? And she kept saying, oh, college gets better, gets better. Doesn't really. She was just trying to get me through it all, really. She would have been happy for me to just pass my leaving cert. Do you know what I mean? There was no pressure from home. Any pressure was kind of put on myself, or maybe my ego saying, well, my cousin got 400, so I need to get better than that, just to be like, well, I know I'm better than you. Do you know what I mean? Just for myself. No one else kind of put that on me. I kind of had just inherently growing up.
Yeah.
I think it's partially being an older brother. Do you know, you're like, well, I have to be better than my brother and have to be better than my younger sister, like, because otherwise, what am I doing here?
On the benchmark.
Yeah.
But you mentioned doing a bit of work experience. Obviously, you've been out in the sticks here. You're being dragged left, right, and centre, helping, or whatever they want to call it down there. But the surveying then, like, you know, coming to the end of school and leaving cert done. What was the plan then, or was it?
Well, like, a true surveying down, like, I've nearly filled up my entire CAO with it, because, like, I originally wanted to do law, but then I was like, I'm dyslexic, I hate reading, why the fuck would I do that? So I was like, right, okay, I need to reevaluate here. I like construction, and, like, I'd say about 50% of my family is in either engineering, accountancy, or construction. So I was like, okay, it's kind of, there's something going on here.
Yeah.
None of them are surveyors that I know of, anyways. And I was kind of just talking to the guidance counselor, and they're like, what do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. And I was working in Kildare Village at the time, in Hugo Boss, selling suits, do you know, because I'd sell water to a fish, like, do you know what I mean, sand to the Arabs. And all these lads were in buying suits all the time, and I should get talking to them and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were like engineers and surveyors and stuff, so I kind
Yeah.
of got it from there. And a girl I worked with's father was like I think a managing director or something like that with a local quarry. And I said it to him about the whole quarry surveying thing, and he's like, come out to me for a few days and I'll show you kind of what we do.
Side rope, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I just got stuck in, and it was all maths and it was all money and going to sites and seeing what's going on. And I was like, that's a bit of me. And he was like, oh, my friend is a kind of like a project client surveyor, so he'd be kind of on the other side of things, where I'm actually working for him at the moment in my placement. And he was like, call into him for a few hours and have a chat and just see the other side of the coin, see if it's really for you, rather than, because I was saying, rather than waste 4 years, Jesus, if it's only wasting 5 days of my life, it's not the end of the world. Like, so I went in for the day, and he showed me the ropes and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to do this. And he even rang me the day the CAO came out and was like, well, did you get Dublin? I was like, no. And he was like, I don't really hire from Carlow. So, and I was like, here, come on. And like, he was like, are you doing it? And I was like, yeah. And I think from there, there's kind of no going back, do you know? And I still hear all the construction talk at home. Now I do get a bit more grief because I'm on the money side of things. Like, you surveyors know nothing and stuff. You're all soft-handed, white-collared, all this kind of stuff. But like, I don't know, I think we can all work in harmony a bit. You know, I was told surveyors can be reasoned with, but I haven't seen it myself. But
like, for any of our listeners, obviously, you know, we shove electrics, construction, you know, any of the trades down people's throats.
Yeah.
But coming from the surveying side, as you said, the other side of it.
Yeah.
If anyone didn't know what is entailed in surveying, what would be the main, like, is there different branches, or are there different types of things you can do? Like,
there's about, I'd say, 20 plus different jobs in surveying. It all depends on kind of what you enjoy the most.
Yeah.
Like, you can even be a mechanical and electrical surveyor. Like, I could work for your crowd.
Yeah.
Just price and electrical. There's so much demand at the moment. Or I could be working in mines or mineral valuations or evaluating land and stuff. But like, what I do is all I can really talk about, because I'm not an expert in nothing. But like, as a professional quantity surveyor, PQS is what it's nicknamed as.
Yeah.
My day-to-day job would be like measuring up projects for like the Department of Education or public works contracts, or even for private works, big contracts. Like, we have a few like €1 million plus houses going on.
Bike
stuff.
sheds.
No comment.
Steps.
Jeez, I'm gonna get in bother tomorrow, aren't I? But like,
that was you, wasn't it?
No, God no. I categorically deny that. I was not involved.
Galvin. Galvanized pipe as well.
But like, what I do is I'd measure the house and say, okay, this is going to cost this much using previous projects and stuff like that. Or we'd send it out to like Ye to price electrical and like a brickie to measure or price the brickwork. And then when it's going on, we'd go to site once a month, like minimum, and be like, okay, this is all that was done this month. Okay, that's valued at this amount. We're going to pay you that amount. On the client's behalf and stuff. Yeah. And then we also sort out like the contract side of things for like change orders and variations and that kind of stuff. So like, when you make a claim, it's like, fuck, now I have to go back out there and do all this. Yeah. Do you know? I
could do one of those. Surveyor. I'm just thinking of all the things that I miss.
I think there's a few lads that might send you a CV.
Yeah. When you're doing your training then, and you're in the college aspect of it, and obviously, you know, the academic end of things continue on then from school, and obviously there's that part of it that you just want to get through and learn what you have to learn, but obviously there's a focus on it then, because what you're learning then you're actually going to put to use then in your career then, which obviously then makes it a bit more enlightening and maybe a bit easier to take on board, you know. At what stage during that then do you get the opportunity to actually get out on in the field and actually do say hands-on work?
Honestly, from first year unofficially, like, people take you in. Again, man, I kind of had the dealings with. He was like, I'll take it for first year, and I was like, savage. And I just came in every day. I asked a million other questions, drove people insane. That probably didn't take me back for second year. They probably did enough for me. They needed a break. But yeah, no, I'd honestly recommend, like, anyone thinking of doing it or is studying it, to get out there as much as possible. Like, first year of college in the summer, I worked in it, and then come second year, not in an egotistical way, I think I had that bit more of a step forward because I spent the last 3 months of my summer rather than doing a J1 or something like that, learning more about this. And then for second year, I went and worked for a contractor's QS and saw the other side of the coin. And I was like, okay, I know how they're thinking. I kind of know how they're thinking. Let me go back here, learn the rest of what I need to know on this side.
Yeah.
To try and balance myself out a bit more. Like I'm on my placement for college, which is a minimum of 12 weeks, but I've agreed with my crowd. I'm going to do January to the end of August. Just because we don't have this like site experience mandatory stuff as much as obviously with trades and stuff. But like college is fierce quick. You know, everyone says college takes forever, but it's only 12 weeks, then you're off for a month and then another 12 weeks. And then you're either going working in it for the summer or you forget it all really.
Yeah.
Like I even came back to the crowd I'm with now and I forgot everything I asked them back in first year. You'd swear I'd never been in the place before. I was pure useless again.
Repetition, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. Like I'm at the moment learning doing like cert valuations and stuff like that, and I can already do them in my sleep at this rate. And now, granted, there's probably going to still be like mistakes in it, but I've just seen them so much that it's kind of drilled into me at this stage.
Yeah.
You know, but I think it's more repetition and showing up to college every day will really have you a step ahead of the rest. Like you know,
and in terms of the building heroes, how did that come about for you? I know we've asked the same question to a couple of your building heroes colleagues. How did that come to fruition for you?
I'd say their story is probably a bit better than mine. I genuinely fell into it.
Yeah.
I wasn't really even posting or anything on social media. I had like my own personal account where I'd done a few skits and stuff. They never really took off. I'm no Rory Stories or anybody. But like, I was down at the college one day at the careers fair and I seen the SCSI, which would be like our like nearly governing body per se. Like I can't call myself a quantity surveyor unless I'm chartered. It's nearly like a board B, a stamp of approval that this guy knows what he's doing.
Certified Irish.
Yeah, I was talking to them and I think they asked me would I do like a voluntary like interview thing for them about like my experience in quantity surveying so far and stuff. And I said yeah. And then the like director for education got in contact with me. It was like, oh, the Department of Higher Ed are doing this thing and we're a sponsor of it and we want someone from surveying to do it. You've done that TED talk in the past and all this. Come on, would you do it? It's a bit of cash your way and good exposure. It could be great for the CV and stuff. And I was like, yeah,
100%.
100%. Like, because it was, I won't lie, I did him and haw about it for a while because I was like, is this going to affect me with work? Because a lot of what I do, I can't actually talk about because it's all money and stuff. No one would want you talking about it unless
less exposure.
And I was like, fuck, do I do this? Give it a go. And I just said it's the place I was working with at the time. I was like, here, I got this. Can I do it? And I was kind of like, if they say no, grand. I need a job more than I need this. And they were like, oh yeah, we'll facilitate that. And I was like, happy days. And just went with it from there.
Supporting,
And the other building heroes were great to me at the start, like especially Jared. I don't even think he was with us at the start of this year. It kind of came in January, but I kept seeing his videos and Katrina's, and I just kind of clinged.
Bowsy, that Jared,
I clinged onto him for dear life. Like, oh, when are we going to get paid? What kind of videos do I need to be doing and stuff? And he was just saying, just post consistently. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now I think my TikTok account died of debt for the past 3 months. Just I haven't posted a single video. I think
going spurts of
it. Come tomorrow now, I may start posting again because we're back.
Stephen be putting you up maybe 15 minutes. Is it?
That's music to my ears.
When you obviously you mentioned the TED talk. And obviously coming out the far end of it, we'll go back to the start of it. Obviously, but did you see the results of the TED talk ever coming to fruition into building heroes? Did you ever think that was something that would be linking you to?
I didn't think so. Like for me, I never really viewed it as like a massive accomplishment until like I was about a year or two ago. Because like to me, it was like, it's just another thing I've done. I don't think I was very appreciative of anything I've done at the time.
What you'd done,
But
where did the initial seeds grow from that turned into the talk that you actually produced on the day?
I think it kind of mainly came about. I had a bit of a poor form of like depression, anxiety. I want to say it was I think it was third year, or maybe it was just before COVID. And I wasn't really speaking and stuff. But again, people think if I'm not talking that there's something wrong with me. But like I'm chatty, when I'm uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
when I'm chill with you, it's like I might not speak for a few
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
And I remember my tutor in school basically called me in and was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I was like, "Nothing." And I just didn't want to really talk about it or anything like that. And they're like, "I know something's wrong with you. Just say it out." And I said
Yeah.
it. I said it out, and then I was so blunt about it all. I think they like thought, Jesus, this lad's fucked. Like, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I remember my aunt actually collected me from school that day, and I took a few days off and stuff. I was having just a really rough time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Looking back, I can't really point out one exact thing that was causing it. I think it was just existing, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think from there, and like hearing what people say, like when you're thinking about suicide and stuff like that,
Yeah.
we're a very backward country when it comes to mental health. I
100%,
find,
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know, like people are like, "Oh, that's so selfish," and "Oh, why would you be doing that?" Like pure ignorance. And like from talking to anyone I've ever met, like we all suffer mental health to a degree.
Yeah.
It's just how you take care of it.
Mhm.
And I done the whole TED talk because I was actually, it was more out of what not to say to someone when they're in that kind of mindset. Because like I was just so sick and tired of people saying pure ignorant things about it and
Yeah, what you
stuff.
shouldn't be doing.
And like it for about 3 years after doing the whole thing, nothing really came of it and stuff. Then I got stopped in Lille one of the days and said, "Oh, I watched that a few years ago, and then my son's actually suffering with that at the moment." And I rewatched it, and you know, it changed my perspective a bit about it and stuff. And then I seen it being quoted in two fucking like papers online and
yeah.
stuff, and I'm sure like, well, one of them was a bit of a controversial thing, and I was like, I don't even want to be associated with she. But then like someone's put me down as an expert. I made it clear in the video, I'm no expert. This is just from someone who it was suffering at the time, because like I genuinely didn't see a life past 18, 19. Like I genuinely thought about, okay, I'm going to be topping myself by here, like, and goodbye,
And
Saul.
when you done the talk, were you in the middle of it, or were you in the, you know, the recovery stage, if you want to call it that? Like, had you recognised that you obviously had recognised that that's the way you were feeling, but to do the talk, then were you in the midst of it at that stage, or were you out the other end of it, kind of thing?
I was definitely out of like the black hole, or like the black dog wasn't around, as Brezzy would say as much.
Yeah.
Like I was definitely out, but I think everyone's like, if you've depression, it kind of stays with you. It just depends on like if I go out drinking for next week, I'm miserable. Do you know, it just really ruins me.
Yeah.
But like at the time, I think I was in a great spot, like, and I was missing school to go and do rehearsals and stuff, so I was taken delighted with life. But no, it was definitely a case of I was better then, but I went through so much different therapy spots and stuff, like trying to,
more like an awareness thing.
yeah, like trying to just talk about it. And like I went to crowds, I ran out of places and stuff because I thought I was mental. I'm not mental, by the way, just again out there. Like I've been around, I've done so much different types of therapy. Like, you know, you have to kiss many frogs until you find what's right for you, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And for me, it's more talking and breathing exercise. If I'm in a poor form and someone tells me to breathe one more time, I might lose it. But I think men in general actually need to start talking more.
100%, yeah.
You know, because I'd rather like sit down at like 3 a.m. and discuss how you're feeling. Then get a phone call the next day, like,
yeah,
he's not around anymore.
We're hooers for bottling up emotion. You know what I mean?
And it's just the awareness, just to let the other person know that there's an ear there for them, you know.
Oh, 100%.
That you don't have to be dictated to, or you know, be brought down a path of, like you said, what to do and what not to do. It's sometimes it's just to lend the ear and know that somebody's literally there just to even stand with you.
Oh yeah, like there's a few times with some of my friends when they were in bad spots, we just sat down and didn't even speak for 3 hours, but it was just that presence that kind of meant a lot to them. And likewise for myself. Like I think we're terrible for, oh, I can do this on my own, I don't need anybody. We all need a hand. Do you know, like if you like, there's probably apprentices you've seen through your years of experience who think they know everything. No apprentice knows everything. You probably don't know everything. I definitely don't know everything. So how can we handle it on our own?
Yeah, mentally as well as,
you know, because like it's very hard to mentally check out from something that's pestering you in your head. It's easier with work because you're like, well, I'm not there anymore.
Mm.
Yeah,
But
you
you're stuck with
clock
your
off.
thoughts until you fall asleep.
Yeah, you
And
clock
some of those
off at
nights you
5
You
and
fall
know,
asleep.
like, you're no lesser man for speaking out. Like, you know what I
God,
mean?
no.
At the end of the day, and everybody has had some sort of link or experience, if it's been themselves in regards to loss or, you know, even relationship issues or whatever it is, as a man, that you bottle up and you it's like a straw that breaks the camel's back then, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? And people
yeah.
think that you're exploding over something so small and it gets missed and it gets bypassed, you know?
If you can have a few more, what would you say, micro exposures
Yeah.
instead of just blowing up at the end, which we've all been guilty of, like, you know, bottling up stuff and
Yeah.
then it just comes to a head, like, over something, like you said, so small.
It gets
If you can
lost within
if you
that
can just
then.
talk, like
Mm.
what you were saying now, you know what I mean? You can tell me that till the cows come home, but like,
Yeah.
some lads are just that way inclined. But if you can say, you know, if you can talk a little bit more and bit more micro exposure, you'd be definitely a lot better off.
Look, like, you know, there's always that thing ingrained within boys, you know, boys don't cry or don't, you know, all that. Like, it's always been there, and it's just changing that narrative a bit, just to let people know that myself and Keith sit in a room every Thursday night, and when the guests leave and when you leave, we'll sit down and we'll talk.
Yeah.
And we have conversations about our day-to-days and the stresses of the week and stuff. And that can be enough just for us, like, you know what I mean, to know that there's a phone call there that might have not been there even before we started doing the podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's created a new avenue for cousins who've known each other for over, 38 years now. It's something that it's crazy, but it's just,
Getting old.
you know, you forget that the relationship that you have with another male that could literally, what you said, say nothing back to you, but just take that information in, hold it there, and understand it, is enough sometimes for people just to release, you know what I mean? Release what they have on their shoulders, you know?
Like, family's crucial. Like, my ma's one of 14 and my dad's one of, she's 5 or something like that. And like, I've a rake of cousins.
Yeah.
And there's a few that I'd probably talk to a good bit more than the others. But like, there's one cousin, Ryan, who like was very good to me back then. Like, he knew I wasn't doing well, and he'd always be like, "Oh, do you want to hop on PlayStation and just play video games?" And we probably wouldn't even talk about our feelings, but it's just having that thing there, because again, at the time, I just wanted to be with the lads, but that wasn't my crew.
Yeah.
And again, probably the only downside of COVID is I live like about 3 kilometers from town, and my ma wasn't going to drop me in. So it was either I'm cycling in or I'm walking in, and it just doesn't work out. You know, like, some of my friends from school, I probably talked to about 3 or 4 now. Not out like I fell out with them or anything like that, but just we all get older.
Yeah.
But at the same time, one of them stopped me in the gym when I was working out a few months ago, and was like, "Here, my friend's not doing too well. I remember you done this talk. Can you just sit down with me for an hour? Because I don't know if I can deal with this at the moment, but I don't want to shut the door to him either." But like, I think people think if I'm not in a capacity to take this, I'm guilty of something. But we all have health, and we all need to look after our own before anyone else's. But that doesn't mean we don't care about the other person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And having just that branch is really
A
crucial.
little check in now and again, like.
Yeah, like, there's a few lads I would speak to once every 6 odd months and be like, I text me around again. Here, are you still grand? Like, are you, you still going about? Like, what's going on with you?
Just a quick touch in.
Because it's not like we fell out. It's just life gets in the way.
Life is busy.
We all
busy,
have and it just gets, I wouldn't say worse, but it gets more common as you get older. Like, you know, friends fall away. You have your own family and stuff like that. Like, but like you said, when you're down in the pub or something, like, it's a quick check in and it's straight back to when you're 18. That's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't know. But it's good. It's good to catch up. Definitely good to catch up.
100%.
And like, we've all seen it with family and stuff like that. I have the last couple of years, like, you know, people and friends that we used to go to school with taking their lives just because one of them actually was something similar. He was in with the wrong crowd. It's probably the crowd he shouldn't have been with, and that became his life, you know what I mean? And we went one road and he went the other, and you know, it basically it got him in the end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is
It's
which is
fierce.
bad. But like at the same time, and when we would have met maybe down the pub, like it was, you know, he fell back into what he was when we were mates when we were younger. But then, you know, as soon as you leave him, then he's back to being, you know,
I think
the great lad type of thing. And
that's a common tale in nearly every town in the country, and it's hard. It's so hard to see.
Yeah.
It's just, it's one of those things. I'm not saying it's so preventable, but like, even if we just talk 5% more than we do, and I think we'd really be solving a lot. Like, you know, because I've never directly known someone to take their own life.
Yeah.
But like, I've had friends' dads, I've had like friends' brothers and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. How did it come to that? Like, you know,
Do you know, like
This
this
generation of men and women, I think, from, I think, our generation at least, have come through these towns like Balbriggan and maybe similar to more rural towns in the country as well, that would have went through massive mental upheavals in regards to, you know, recessions and not knowing where their lives were going, and never fully recovering from these recessions as well, in regards to paths that they could take, you know. And the easy options then to come from that then is to go down the routes of, you know, the wrong path or whatever it is, or trying to numb the pain and stuff like that. And I just think there's a lost generation there, even of, you know, generations of not people who've just taken their lives and stuff, but, you know, left the country and, you know,
100%.
detached themselves from the society that they grew up in, you know what I mean, which has had knock-on effects then to other family members as well within them groups, and friends within them groups as well, of lads that would have grown up in small little groups together who's lost those close-knit connections that they would have had, and they're on the other side of the world now, you know what I mean, and people were left at nearly a loss of what they were doing with their lives, you know what I mean, which is, it's quite sad. And I think, like what Keith said, you meet these people down the line then, and, you know, you might do your school reunions or whatever it is, and you've watching all these other people who might have excelled within their lives and families and kids and, you know, careers and stuff like that. And it's these type of things can trigger, you know, it's like milestones in your life that can trigger you, and you just get to that stage then
which
where
is probably only going to get worse now with the new generation, like with the expectation of, you know, like lifestyle and money and stuff, like it's just gone off the scale now, you know.
Like if I wasn't doing TikTok with Building Heroes, I'd probably delete the app. Like this whole,
it's ridiculous,
this Dubai stuff and all, it's just get away from me.
It's cringe.
I can't deal with it. Like, but I think this generation's also lucky in a way as well, because like if you look back 3 generations, well, I was saying like my father, his father, my father, like didn't finish school. I think, well, he got the intercert and done a trade.
Is the intercert really a thing? My dad said he has that as well.
I don't know if it actually exists.
I think they made that up.
I never seen the certificate.
I went to school, cert.
Yeah. Like he was a mechanical fitter by trade.
Yeah,
but he fecked off to like Birmingham very young, and with his brother, and then went over to like the Netherlands and Den Haag and stuff. Like they were gone, they were shipped away because there was no work here. And then generation before that was pure recession or civil war or everything like that.
Yeah.
Like I remember having a discussion the other week with Ma even, like I was born in 2005, lads. I don't remember the recession too well. My parents tried to hide it from me.
Silver spoon.
I wouldn't say that now. There's definitely no like name brand food in the house or anything.
Yeah.
Like we were definitely looked after, and we were just fierce lucky with how it went.
Yeah.
But like my dad wouldn't talk about his emotions all too much. Now granted, he's a bit strange. You come over and give you a hug, and I'm not a very huggy person. It's like, what are you doing here?
What's going on?
What's all this about? But like, you won't express emotion too much. Like, and like I never met my granddad, but like from all accounts he was sound or whatever. But mental health just wasn't talked about, because it's like, there's bigger fish to fry here, lads. We need to put food on the table.
Exactly.
Job. Like, shut up and get working.
Exactly.
You know.
Leave all that stuff at home, nearly, wasn't it?
And like, you're not going to project it onto a 3-year-old when you're struggling. Do you know what I mean? Like,
no.
Like, no, but the likes of that is the goals of the likes of podcasts now, and it's changing the narrative. Like with the likes of yourselves and putting yourselves out there and standing up on stages and taking a microphone and, you know, having a camera put in front of you and speaking your mind and just putting it out there, because there is a wave of toxic negativity on TikTok and all these other platforms
Yeah.
that just needs to be balanced out a bit with a bit of common sense and a bit of, I don't know, positivity in regards to getting back in there and just, I know, working and living and, you know, contributing to society in the
Yeah.
right way, you know what I mean? Because, look, these recessions and the wars that's going on and, you know, prices going up and everything else with it, they're all going to have effects on people. But I think if you can go up out of bed in the morning and be, you know, comfortable with what you're doing in your day to day and be proud to go off and earn your money at the end of the week or the month or whatever way, and come back and have the bit of time with your friends and family, and, you know, people see that and your kids see that then coming up as well, it's only going to instill that bit of, you know, drive within them to do the same going forward.
100%.
But, you know, like he said, it's a dangerous time now and we're sort of on a knife edge, especially with the likes of AI and, you know, a lot of screens being in front of people from the age of 6 now, even right up until, you know, into their adult years, that they're being brainwashed with a lot of bad avenues to go down. And you just hope that the likes of this and the likes of, you know, you getting up in the TED Talk, that's going to take people in a different direction, you know?
Like, I just think it's terrible. Like, I don't get much hate myself on social media. I don't think I'm popular enough to receive hate. I think that's how you know when you made it. But like, the people who give hate, you can only sort of sympathize for them, because like, they're like, fuck, they must be doing so bad in their own life that to do this, you just kind of feel a bit better about themselves.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, I think something seriously needs to change, but I don't know what we're going to do about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you know,
It's a bigger fish.
It's just there.
I'm
Isn't
not
it?
Zuckerberg here. I can't recreate
he,
it.
he might be part of the problem.
That's what you just need. Like, you just need the likes of, I suppose, us that don't buy into it, like, you know, to be the realists and, you know, put people straight.
Like,
that's all you can do. Like,
You see,
like my son would come up with, you know, he come up with classics, you know what I mean? And you're just like, how are you going to invest in Forex if you don't have a job, you have no money, like, you know what I mean? So, like, you know what I mean? Just bringing people back down to earth as well is a nice thing as well.
I think there's this, like, I'm not sure if it's just a Dublin exclusive thing, but like the Dublin with influencers, as I call them, double. Oh, Jesus, I'm starting now. It's been a long day. Double influencers, you know, all these influencers from Dublin who are like, oh, I'm going to sea swim and get my acai bowl, high protein, all this, and it's just shoving it down your throat, and it's just like,
shut.
Yeah.
How are you, like, after this 1.5 minute video? Like, what do you do?
What you do after that? Yeah, exactly.
Like you could go home sitting. You could be at home just sitting there, absolutely idle, like, with this whole fake life you're creating yourself.
Yeah.
That must be so exhausting.
Yeah, to go in on it that much, like, and, you know, as you know from editing our stuff, like, you know, the amount of work that goes into it, like, like we were saying earlier on, like, to create maybe like a, I don't know, a 2-minute clip, like, you're putting in probably hours of work to make that look right.
But it can just make the difference to somebody who just watches it, you know what I mean? That's what it's about. Like, you might just get that one comment, or you might get that one DM, and it might have just affected somebody in the right way, and it just makes it all worthwhile.
Yeah,
I was
that's the other side of it as well. Yeah,
I was very surprised to, like, receive DMs about Connie Serene with such a little following, but like, I get great views on my stuff, and just being able to answer the questions. Now, there's some people who are like, "What do you do with a prick of an architect and stuff?" And I'm just like, "None." You know, like, just kind of wind up.
Well, what do they want? What do they want? What do
you want from me here? Like, I need the architect just as much as he needs me. We need to be on a good team here. But like, are you looking for work as an editor? Because I'm getting fair sick of CapCut myself.
Jesus, I'm trying to get AI to do as much of it as possible for me.
It's like what, like you're saying, like small followings and stuff. It's something similar to the design source thing we were at last week. I know you were asking about and saying how we get on. It wasn't like a mass volume of people, but the people that were there were, you know, they were 100% in it, and, you know, relatable to the event itself, because it wasn't open to the public. Like,
that's so much more important.
Do you know what I mean? So you're saying small following. Like, me and Stephen wouldn't have too much of a following either. We don't get many comments, but a lot of times when we do get comments, it's You know, like
It's targeted, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
targeted
Yeah.
comments, and it's something that we can actually answer back. Like,
Yeah.
it's not TikTok comments where you're getting absolute nonsense.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or kind of trying to be diverted to some, you know, pay for ads and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like, it's none of that
Jesus,
kind of
no.
stuff, which is good for us.
Yeah.
You know.
Like, I'd rather have 100 followers who are actually interested than the 1,000 that don't give a rat's.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's not
Yeah.
everything.
What's the hardest question we asked a lot?
I hope you like your music, because we have a Spotify playlist that we run every season, and the final question always is, what would you like to be your song choice on that playlist?
I saw that you were going to ask this, and I really scratched my head because, geez, I listen to music every day. Spotify and me about 5 hours per day.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to go with Red Hot Chili Peppers, Sick Love. It's just
Mhm.
something that's been on repeat at the moment between
Deadly.
kayaking and all this kind of stuff. It's just a real chill out song.
Cool.
So yeah, you may stick that into
Chili's
the
out,
album.
yeah.
Yeah.
Never turn that down.
Keep it simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
love it.
Cool.
Fair so.
Deadly. Saul, thanks for joining us on
Thanks
the
for having me.
podcast.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, lads.
Good man.
Legend. Well done, man.
Fair play, lad. 100%. Fucking class. Fair play to you.
Right, Keith, that's just about it. Season 9, episode 3 in the can. Big shout out to Saul Whelan for taking the trip up and sharing his story with us.
Yeah, big thanks to him for sharing his story. And what a showroom we're in here in N2 as well. So it's great for us to be able to welcome our guests into this facility. So I want to thank the lads, Andy, and all this crew here at N2.
Yeah, big shout out to N2 for not just housing us, but housing the podcast for the foreseeable future.
Yep.
And as you can see, we've got the Solid Gear workwear boots on. You've got the Snickers workwear trousers,
Snickers as well. So that's
Snickers
so
t-shirts.
Snickers do, bespoke
Yeah.
pieces as well. So
Snickers cap on. And look, if you like anything that you see us wearing here today, make sure you head over to snickersworkwear.ie and check out what they have on offer. Big shout out also to Hager Ireland, who have jumped on board and sponsored season 9. So yeah, thank you to Hager. And I guess if you liked what you heard on this episode, make sure you head over to wherever you get your podcasts, give us a follow or a like, and you'll be notified then when the next one drops. Take it easy.
see you on the next one.